the chronicles continue. As you can see, there is something wrong with this picture. And I am on my way back to Enterprise with this vehicle because it's got an engine light. Ooh, scary. I'm like too early. October is like around the corner, but not there yet. So, not affecting the drivability now, but it definitely did give me a really hard start this morning. Kind of like the whole car just kind of shook. So, not sure what's going on there. It is getting cooler outside, but with that, I have a loaner. This is not my car. I'm not investigating it. Swap it out at this point because, yeah, this isn't good. Enterprise, for some reason, every single car that I have gotten from them that has been a loaner from either a car accident or car maintenance, like I'm having right now done on the Bolt, which, by the way, is delayed yet again. So I don't know when I'm getting that car back. But basically, every time I've been set up in a loaner, I have had problems with Enterprise. So they, with that, last time this happened was when my Tucson got hit, and I had a Mitsubishi that had a bad transmission, and then I had a Nissan that was fine, and then all of a sudden, when I would drive over undulations in the road, or when I would hit the gas, it sounded like basically the engine was moving around the compartment. Like, it didn't sound right. Now, the Spark that I had was probably the one that really lasted the longest, had 4 different tires on it, and then also the fan speed thingies weren't working. And then this one now has this problem, and a noise underneath that sounds like a wobbly tire. So, I know that rental cars get beaten to crap, don't get me wrong, but this is annoying as hell. Like, I'm tired of having to go back to Enterprise for one, but then secondly, like GM, ship the part so I can get my freaking EV back. Like, it's so annoying. Oh, it's set to go between the second week of September to the first week of October, and I'm like, you guys will send it the second week of October. Those new Land Cruisers are freaking cool. But with that, I'm not going to push this car, but I'm going to go see if they can swap me out for another one, because I'm not going to be sitting here driving for 3 or 4 weeks on an engine light, especially since I don't know what's wrong with the car. So that's where we're at, and honestly, I want something new anyway, because this car like drives like crap with the tires that it has, even though it's a comfortable vehicle. Like, if this was actually in better condition, I would drive this car. I like it. I like how it like feels, like the seats are comfy and stuff, but man, they really let it go. So that's where we're at. We'll see what we get, but I just wanted to share with you the chronicles of my GM products from Enterprise, and if you guys have anything further, please do not hesitate to leave a comment. Catch you later. Alright, so we have been swapped out into another Malibu, which I'm not really mad about, because this one's way more comfortable, and on top of that, I don't have any odd noises coming from the tires. And so in this instance, this one might be a 2022 as well. I don't know for certain. I'll put that in the title once I've actually gotten information on it, but so much better. Oh my gosh, it drives so much better. I was like, I feel like Chevy Malibus like should ride comfortably, and the other one did, but this one's definitely much more comfortable, and everything feels like it's in place. Steering feels good, and on top of that, no tire noise. So interior is the exact same. I still have carpet peeling from the underboards over there, but with that, everything else is good. Interior is the same. I just have now lane keeping assist, and I think I have adaptive cruise on this one, so that's good. But definitely feeling a lot better, and what was it called? I have a lot more power too, so yay. All right, well, I thought they were gonna exchange it, but I don't really have much of an update since they need to figure out what's going on. When he tried to start the car, he was like, holy crap, that's terrible. And I was like, tell me about it. So yeah, but that's where we're at, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good one. One day later. Well, guys, this is my one-day adventure with the Chevy Malibu. I don't know exactly what it is, and I don't know why, like, my luck is being tried right now. So, this is where we're at. I'll let you know what I get next. All right, we're back in the Mazda. I was so fed up with that situation, I didn't even want another rental car. So let's talk about what happened. Less than 48 hours of that car being in my driveway, it develops a flat tire. Could have been something benign, or it could have been maybe I ran over a nail. I don't know. So in this instance, I call Enterprise and ask them if they could tow the car. Okay, this lady's not paying attention. You had the 5 seconds to get in front of me. So then I, tell them, I said, hey, I'm gonna need a tow. Unfortunately your car is not drivable. So this is where it gets fun. It's 3 p.m. on a Sunday. And I know that you're not supposed to break down on a Sunday, but tow trucks are still open and Enterprise Roadside Assistance is available 24/7. So I did it. And I said, hey, I'm gonna need this car towed today. I don't need to exchange it quite yet. Well, actually, I told them I would like to exchange it because they were open. And the car needs to be out of my driveway today because I have to leave the house tomorrow morning. And I'm trying to do this safely to the point where I'm not scratching anybody's car or wheels or driveways, whatever. So they give me an initial time frame of an hour and a half. Okay, that's fine. You gotta find a tow provider. I get it. It takes a minute to do your job. And so 3 hours has gone by. Now I called and I was like, oh, where did that come from? I called and literally they told me they hadn't found anybody yet and it's been 3 hours. And I said, this is kind of getting ridiculous, but I'll call back in about an hour. I called back in an hour and I said, okay, this is getting to be a little much. An hour and a half is not 4. We're not rounding up here. So what is going on? And they tell me they still can't find a tow provider for AAA. And I said, is there anybody else? And they said, yes, there's urgently. All right, urgently sounds like a vibe, because urgent, that's what I need. So basically, urgently then, they were on dispatch for 2 hours. So I'm thinking they're working on finding me a tow truck. It's 8 o'clock at night at this point. Now we're looking at 5 hours here. Urgently still hasn't gotten back to me. Then they do call me and say they don't know where they're bringing the car. Why is that my job? So in that case, I told them, I said, my assumption is to bring it to Enterprise, but I don't know what their policies are on vehicles. So, that's something you're gonna have to take up with them. Doesn't call me back. Then proceeds to call me and then tell me that they don't have the information. And I didn't answer because I was back on the phone with Enterprise. This is where it gets good. So I call Enterprise and I get somebody with kind of a douchey attitude. And I was like, this is not cool, but you're at least kind of adept from what I'm seeing here. So he tells me, he goes, okay, I've set up an Uber for you. And additionally, there is a tow truck on the way. I've dispatched one out. All right, cool. I'm thinking a tow truck is on the way to my house. Something tells me, my gut tells me, have my husband take me to the airport instead of having an Uber take me. All right, so that happened. I get taken to the airport and the airport Enterprise tells me that they can't give me a car. And I said, why? The car should have been picked up. There's a tow truck at my house. They did not tell me and failed to tell me that they had to reschedule the tow truck. So I was going to be stranded at the airport if I had not had my partner take me to the airport, Enterprise. So I probably threw a scene that was a little big, pretty big. And they had the nerve also to ask me if I could change the tire and drive out to the airport to bring the car in. And I said, absolutely not. I would be driving on a donut at speeds of 65 plus miles an hour. And also, it's not my responsibility to fix your car when you guys told me you would have dispatched somebody here. So that pissed me off even more. So I have decided I'm just gonna drive the Mazda for right now because I have to cool down after that whole situation. It took them 16 hours to tow the car. So they moved my appointment to 7 o'clock the next morning. They didn't even tow the car until 10:30. So they asked me to rate them. I obviously am not going to, because while I do want to just rip somebody a new one, I understand people have bills to pay and I'm not a mean-spirited person. Well, I am, but I know how to be kind, and I have worked in a situation where service, your scores reflected your bonuses, and some people, they rely on those to eat. So I'm just posting this as more of a rant. But those are the rental chronicles of 2024. I still have not heard as to whether or not I'm getting my electric car back that I've been paying 4 payments on already. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. I love the Bolt, but Jesus Christ, this has been like the biggest headache I've had with the vehicle. And this one is supposed to be the most mechanically like simple. So yeah, when you need parts for cars, remember, some of them are, I guess, in high demand, or GM just doesn't want to ship them at all. So that's where we're at, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Please be safe, and talk to you soon.